Tonight, let's talk about a different kind of rest. Not just for your body, but for your soul. We're going to explore this through a hidden door that the famous psychologist Carl Jung thought was absolutely crucial, those few minutes right before you fall asleep. Let's see what's behind it.
Does this sound familiar to you? Your body is just completely exhausted, but your mind? Oh, your mind is running a marathon. It's replaying conversations, worrying about tomorrow, just scrolling through this endless feed of thoughts. It feels like a totally modern problem, right? But believe it or not, Carl Jung had a really powerful explanation for this almost 100 years ago.
So, to understand why our minds are so incredibly loud at night, we first have to take a look at who we are during the day.
We all live this, don't we? During the day, we're our public self. We're busy, we're capable, we keep it all together. But then, at night, when the performance is over, our private self comes out. And usually, it comes out with this flood of feelings and thoughts that we've been pushing down all day long.
Jung had a name for this public mask, the ego. Now, the ego isn't a bad thing. It's actually a vital tool that helps us navigate society and, get stuff done. But I want you to think of the ego as a really loud, bustling room. With all that noise, it becomes almost impossible to hear the quieter, more authentic voice of your true self.
So what happens when that loud room finally goes quiet? Well, something else wakes up. As your ego gets tired and starts to fade for the night, your unconscious mind steps forward. This is the part of you that holds everything you pushed aside during the day, those little moments of sadness, the sparks of anger, all those underlying fears. You might have been way too busy for them at 2 p.m., but they have a funny way of showing up at 2 a.m., don't they?
And here's the real consequence of that. When we take all that unprocessed stress and sadness to bed with us, our unconscious mind just holds on to it. It doesn't judge, it just carries the weight. And this is why we so often wake up feeling heavy and tired, even after 8 hours of sleep. Our body might have rested, but our soul didn't. True rest, like Jung suggested, comes from honest reflection.
This brings us to one of Jung's most powerful and maybe most misunderstood ideas, the concept of the shadow. So what in the world is the shadow? Well, imagine you have this box in your mind, and in that box, we store all the parts of ourselves we've been taught are bad or unacceptable. Ever since we were kids, we learned to push down our anger, our jealousy, our vulnerability. We just shove these feelings into the box, hiding them away. That whole collection of hidden parts, that's what Jung called the shadow.
And the things in this box are so human. It's the anger you had to swallow at work. It's the jealousy you felt scrolling through social media. It's the fear of not being good enough. The sadness you were just too busy to feel. Look, everyone has a shadow. The real problem isn't that it exists. It's that we spend so much energy pretending it doesn't.
This really leaves us with a choice. We can spend our nights trying to distract ourselves, scrolling and watching stuff, letting the shadow grow into this monster that secretly runs our lives. Or we can find the courage to just look at it, to acknowledge it without judging it. And when we do that, something amazing happens. It loses its scary power, and it actually starts to help us become more whole.
Now, this idea of facing our inner darkness, it really goes against so many modern trends, especially the pressure to always be positive, a pressure that so many young people feel today. On one side, you've got this culture of toxic positivity that tells you to only think good thoughts. Jung would say that's like throwing a beautiful rug over a pile of dirt in your living room. Sure, it looks clean for a minute, but the dirt is still there, festering underneath. Emotional honesty, on the other hand, is about having the courage to lift up that rug and actually clean what's underneath. And then there's hustle culture, which tells us that change only comes from doing more. Work harder, wake up earlier, always be productive. Jung's approach is the complete opposite. He believed that real lasting strength isn't built in the gym at 5 a.m. It's forged in the quiet of your bedroom at 11 p.m. by doing the hard inner work of just being still and admitting how you really feel. So the big lesson here is both simple and incredibly profound. Real strength isn't built by pretending you're happy or by keeping yourself busy 24/7. It's forged in those quiet moments of self-honesty,
The practice of being truthful with yourself in the dark is what actually builds resilience for the light of day.
Now, I know this might all sound very deep and complicated, but the method Jung suggested is surprisingly practical. Here's a super simple 5-minute practice you can try tonight to get started.
Okay, first step, and this is maybe the most important. Put your phone away. Just disconnect from all the world's noise. Let the room be quiet. Now, place a hand on your chest and just feel your breath for a moment. Then ask yourself one simple, honest question. How do I truly feel right now? And whatever answer comes up, sad, angry, empty, tired, just let it be there. Accept it without judging it or trying to fix it. Finally, hold an honest image of yourself in your mind. Not a perfect, smiling version, but a real, resilient one. Maybe it's a picture of you walking a tough path, but still putting one foot in front of the other.
It is so important to understand that this is not a self-help hack for instant happiness. This is depth psychology. It's a slow, steady practice of self-discovery. It is not going to make you a different person overnight. What it will do is help you become the person you already are underneath all that noise. So tonight, try to see the darkness not as an ending, but as an invitation. It's a quiet space to finally meet yourself. What do you think you might discover when you finally open that hidden door?